Alright guys, we're back on the 175C track loader today, getting ready to make some floorboards and side panels. Alright guys, we're back on the 175 track loader. If you guys have not seen it, I'll put some links in the description below to some previous videos of picking this thing up. And me and Kevin took some of the cylinders and stuff off of it. They had some bad chrome and stuff on those, so definitely go back and check those videos out. But this is actually a 2003 Dresta 175C. So this is based off the International Harvester 175C. It's pretty much the same thing. Only thing that's really different is a 12 valve Cummins motor in it. So it's got 300 and some hours on it. It's an ex-US Air Force, so it come in missing, the floorboards are out of it, and I think the reason is the pedals are all sticky. We've got to get those all freed up and stuff. Somebody took the floorboards out of it, and they've got lost in the process along the way. So that being said, today we're going to make a couple new floorboards. This thing also had a cab on it. You'll see in the previous videos where we took that cab off of it. That cab actually covered this filter housing here, and it had a you can see this mark right here. It just had a partial door on it, so you still had access to those filters. So we're going to make a new access panel for that. We're missing a engine side screen for this dude here too. We're going to make one of those, and also going to make a cover over here for this side too that covers the hydraulic valve body here. It did come with this one, but they had a bunch of this insulation on here, and it's kind of rusted the bottom up there. The cab was a little bit rusty too. The machine's still very solid yet. It originally come from Florida. It's the old military tag here, Florida Air Force Base. So could have been by the close to the ocean, maybe got some salty air and stuff in it, but the cab was a little bit rusty on it. The machine's all original paint and stuff. You guys can see it's not been used very much at all, so I think it's got like 330 hours on it, but the bucket and stuff looks new. So the chrome rods, they were pitted from sitting. This one here had some damage from a probably an exfit or something pulling this machine when it wasn't running or something like that. So anyway, I got all that stuff tore apart. We're waiting on some new chrome rods and stuff, but there'll be a pretty cool video on making new rods and stuff for that. Some machine work, but we're going to get to it here. I've got a sheet of diamond plate, tread plate laid up on the plasma cutter already. We've got to figure out exactly how these things go. I do know this is a raised floorboard. Actually goes up over these lines and fastens here. You can kind of see the old mark here where it used to sit. So we've got to figure out where that goes. I know it's split in half there on the original ones. This stuff you can find and buy. It's expensive. I've got a plasma table over here, so it's very, very easy just to walk over and make this stuff that way. So instead of spending hundreds of dollars on panels and all that good stuff. So I had to cut some parts out for another machine the other day. I had some tread plate on it. That's exactly what they used for the floorboards back in the day. So we're going to use that same stuff here, and probably get a piece of cardboard, start making a template, and we'll go from there. Alright, we're over here in the plasma cutter room. I got our diamond plate out here. Got my super sweet cardboard template going on here. I'm going to make that floorboard in two pieces. I believe that's the way the original one was. This is going to be the right hand side. It's got a hole cut out for that high-low shifter. I got these tabs on here. We're actually going to bend those over. This one bends past a 90. This one's going to be a 90 here. This is going to be the left hand one. A couple tabs on there. I've got two holes in here. I think I'm going to weld a piece underneath here, and we'll tap a couple holes into it, and they can fasten right there. And I may have to do a couple stiffeners on the back side here. I had them drawn out. I took them off. If we need them, I'll probably just put some angle iron or put a little bridge or something underneath there. Anyway, I got them all drawn up over here on the computer. I got them in the plasma cut software ready to cut. So we're going to light this torch off and hopefully they fit, because there's a lot of measuring and guesstimating there, so we'll see what happens. Alright, got those out, got those all cut out. I think they're going to work out good. We're going to bend these 2 edges here and 2 edges on that one. I'm going to let them dry off here. I'm going to get the dross off of them. Cut out really nice. While those are drying there, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the 2 side panels that I was talking about. You see this one, it's rusty here. I'm going to cut it out. It's got that old insulation on it. Then this one was cut away to make access for those filters through that cab. So if you guys watched the previous video, you'll see what I'm talking about on that. So I'm going to go ahead and get those cut out, and then we'll see if everything fits. Alright, so here's what we got going on. We're making, this is a hydraulic side panel here. So as I said earlier, it's kind of rusted out. I've got it drawn out over here. It's actually, well, it's actually over here. That's the other side. We got it all drawn out there. Then this is the left-hand panel where the transmission filters and stuff are, and it's cut out missing that part because the cab was on there. So I've got them drawn up here on my template. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've got them drawn up, and I put a bunch of little holes here. You guys will see they'll start cutting them out. The reason I put those holes there, the original factory ones actually had a couple louvers that kind of stuck out here. I don't have any way to make any louvers, so I'm going to put a little section of holes in there to let that heat out of those transmission filters and stuff if it does build up heat there, instead of just making a solid plate. So I'm going to get this stuff out of the way, and we'll get this plasma cutter fired up. You guys can kind of see the holes a little bit better over here on that one. So all right, here we go. got those all cut out. Let's see how they fit here. Oh yeah, that's kind of line up real nice. So that one's gonna work fine. We'll have to take it out there and try it out. Set that out of the way. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna work out nice. You guys can see that. I got little holes messed up. I was going a little bit faster. I can probably take a drill bit or a die grinder and make that one a little bit round. But the rest of them turned out real nice. Really make nice little vents there. So I think it's the end of the day today. I'm gonna let them dry out there tonight, and we'll get them cleaned up in the morning and go see if it fits. So I had a couple people asking me how come I have water in my table. So the water does two things. It actually cuts down on the dust because the plasma cutter makes a lot of dust when it cuts steel, smoke. Another thing is it helps keep the parts cool from warping. So this is a good case in point. This is 1/8" steel. If we would have went and buzzed all these holes out with no water or anything, this piece probably would have warped really bad. So you guys can see that thing is straight, not warped whatsoever. So that's real easy to do on your thinner steel, your 1/8", 16 gauge, 16th inch, stuff like that. So that's a big reason for the water. Like I say, smoke's another big one too. So yeah, we're gonna let those dry. We'll get those bent and we'll see if they fit in the morning. All right, we're back at it here. I got these pieces all ground off, got all the slag off of them. Actually marked out the bend lines here on these two floorboards. You guys seen I cut the two side panels out last. All this stuff's all nice and dry now, so we're going to take it over to a press brake over there and bend these two angles. I think I'm going to bend this longer one first in here. It actually just bends a 90. And then this one here needs to bend past a 90, so it's actually got to bend and match this angle here I've got cut. So I don't know if I can bend quite that far in that machine. It'll be close. If not, we'll put it in a vise and help it out the rest of the way. So I'm going to get those bent. I'll set you guys up over there and you can watch, and then we'll go try to see if this stuff will fit on the tractor. got those all bent. That one almost bent enough, I think. Let's get it with the hammer here. Get it where I need it. We can straighten that gap up a little bit and weld that up. So let's go test fit this stuff and see what we got. All right, so back here at the machine, got the floorboards laid out. Maybe this stuff will make a little more sense to you. We got this is the hydraulic side panel. Let's see if she fits here. Oh yeah, that's gonna work out pretty good. You guys can see that. I raise that up a little bit. Those holes will line up fine. Take a bolt. So this third one down there, if you notice, it's not a third or a fourth hole down here, let's say. It actually comes up from underneath. The original one had a square tab on here. It was threaded to 3/8 bolt up. We'll probably do the same thing there, because we're going to have to make some tabs for the floorboards. It's the same way it fastened here at a square tab. You can kind of see that outline right there. So we've got to make some of those. All right, let's see how we did up here. I already see one mistake here. You guys see this here. I didn't allow a notch out for these two lines right here. It's not a big deal if that's our only mess up. I'll go set the other side in there and see what it looks like. Fitting pretty good there. There we go. Lining up there. I like that. Alright, this side's looking pretty good. Our angles and stuff's really close. I gotta get that wire out of the way. It goes to the headlight, and I had that cab on there. They just run it the easiest way possible. We'll have to go back under the seat and back up there, but anyway, I think we're fitting pretty good to get that welded up. Got nice gaps. The bolt holes have lined up right. I'm happy with that for a first attempt. It's going to work out nice. Looks nice and factory-like. So I guess we better go over here and get that other one marked out. I don't know how the heck I missed that, but I guess it could have been worse. So I'll get a measurement for these two lines. We'll notch that out. I may do it with the plasma cutter back over there instead of dragging another one out here. So we'll get that notched out and see if she fits. All right, we'll get a measurement on our pipes here. You guys wasn't watching me, or I would have caught that the first time. Use a little square here. We'll give ourselves a little room. I'm gonna put a notch there at 18.5. Transfer that down here. Need another one. About 22.25. We'll go about 22 3/4. Okay, let's figure out how deep here. Looks like we're about 1 3/4 inches, so we'll go about 2 1/4. Alright, got that little notch drawn up. I think I'll probably just cut that out by hand. I may drill this corner out here and make a round corner, then maybe cut off wheel or do something there, get fancy. Instead of trying to set it up in a plasma cutter, because it's got that lip sticking down there. I could cut it out by hand with the plasma cutter, but it might look a little bit better with the couple corner radiuses and stuff there. So we'll get her set up here and cut her out. Alright, got that all cutting out, looking nice. We'll go over and see how she fits. You guys can hang on there. Alright guys, this is the second time I've had this happen to this GoPro 8 camera. It gets hit or knocked, it loses audio, and unfortunately I don't know it, and I just keep on filming. So you guys see that cut fit really well there, so we got all notched out and everything. So we got that notch out for the shifter there. That fits really well. The original factory one had a slot all the way up like that before, so there I'm showing you how it works. It's not going all the way into low range, but it actually goes forward another couple inches. So but yeah, all in all, everything fit really well. So I'm talking about, we got to weld those tabs on there. I got to cut some threaded plates out next and weld those tabs on there for that. So yeah, it's looking really well. I'm going to put a couple stiffener braces underneath there too. So right now I'm marking the edges of the floorboard so I know where it's set, so when I pull them off I'll know how long to make those mounting tabs. So there I'm talking about, I'm going to put a little bridge piece underneath there so it stiffen those two up, and put a couple threaded holes in there to fasten the two floorboards together. So alright, got all these little square pieces cut out, got them all tapped and threaded for 3/8 bolts. I got her center piece drilled and tapped too for 3/8 bolts. It's going to weld underneath this one here. And then I got, I'm actually going to put a stiff leg down. There's actually a tab in the center of that floorboard there. It's going to support the back against the seat there because there's not much doing it. So there's actually a threaded thing. So I'm going to put that underneath there. Then I got a couple pieces of strut. Keep in mind this is all just scrap steel that was laying around, so some of it might be overkill, some's alright, but I'm going to weld those underneath there to stiffen that up, and should be good. These other ones are going to weld underneath the inside where those bolts go up underneath the side of the tractor there. So I've got them all marked here where they weld on the inside there, so hopefully everything lines back up again. I'm going to get everything set up and get the welding. Alright, got that all welded up. There's that little foot there. Got our stiffener brace in under there. Our threaded pieces. I'm gonna let that cool down. Got the other one over here. We got all welded up. We got our threaded pieces in there. Stiffener brace. So I'm gonna let that cool down, then we'll see if it fits.
The wire pretty wide.
Yeah, it needs to be routed now.
Yeah, it does. It does. Pulling 2 half pieces the way they had them made, didn't it?
That's what it showed in the parts book.
Yeah. You made them, I take it?
You made them, huh?
Huh?
Where?
You made them up?
Yeah. I probably didn't want to pay for them if they did find them.
Oh yeah. Look good.
I got a center strut on this one. Yeah.
You just have to come on. Or?
No. Hit right here. Bolts.
Howdy. How many colors are you trying to get on that thing?
You like it?
Like a rainbow order?
Alright, got those floorboards in there. You guys may be looking, it's like nice summertime out. Just a couple seconds ago, it was like 3 months ago and it was winter time. So anyway, this video got delayed a little bit. The reason was we was waiting on some hydraulic cylinders to lift the arms up so we could do this last side shield. But anyway, left off here getting those floorboards fitted up. All the bolts thread in. Everything looks nice factory fit and all that stuff. So the last thing we got left to cut out here is actually this left-hand side shield. It did not come with one, kind of like the floorboards and everything. So I went ahead and unbolted this right-hand side over here. I'm going to take it off, thinking that we might be able to use it as a template somehow to make this one over here. I don't know if it's a reverse pattern or not, but we'll get it up there and see what it does. It'd be so nice if I could just reverse it. Actually, it looks like it is. The holes all line up. Well, to give me something to work off of, get a design going on anyway. My design's not going to be exactly like this one. I'll probably have some bigger holes in this thing. I don't have that type of punch press, or however they made that, I don't know. But I want to get this measured up, drawn up, and more than likely mine's going to be a flat panel. We'll probably bend a lip and put this bottom lip on it to slide over this half shield there too. So let me get some stuff out here and we'll get it drawn up. All right, I got my side shield drawn up there. You guys see there's a lot of little holes in there and a lot of little numbers going on. And actually, this panel over here is actually to seal up the air conditioner on the top of the roof up there. So I got that one measured out. So I'm actually gonna cut this one out first. I'm gonna cut these 4 holes and we'll cut that plate. You could group these all together, but if we have an issue and it always wants to cut the holes first. If we have an issue in here, then it's gonna mess everything up. We have to start over. So I'm gonna get that one cut out of the way. Then I'm gonna come over and cut all these holes. You guys can watch that on time lapse. Then the last cut will actually be the outside radius, or outside of the screen there. This one actually has a stiffener on there where it fits over that lower part, and I think what we're gonna do on that is just use a piece of this angle iron for a stiffener, and we'll just tack weld it onto the panel there. So it should do the same job there. So I'm gonna light this torch off over here. We got her all zeroed out, and see what happens. I got to put the file in the computer first. That would help. Hopefully we can find it here. 175C side panel. With all those numbers and stuff, it's right in that code. It'd take a little while because there's like 352 cuts in there with all those circles. So this piece will take quite a while to cut out. Got my water table full. Actually may have a touch too much water in it, but being we're cutting all these holes in here, it's going to help keep that sheet cool so it doesn't warp. So we're going to let this thing do its thing here, get all those numbers in there, and then we'll light this torch off. Alright, I'm going to let that thing do its thing there. You guys are watching on time lapse. We're going to go over and do a little work on the tractor while that's cutting. Got this dude all buzzed out on the plasma table. Look at all them holes. So I still got to put on a bracket that probably fits over that lip or that piece of angle iron. I'm going to put a stiffener in the back, so we'll see if this fits. The bolt holes are lined up there. What are you looking like?
Just wonderful.
Got one bolt gonna line up.
Where?
This may have to. Oh, you ain't got this bolted up here, do you? It's got a big old bow in it. All right, I'm gonna get that marked, and we'll get that angle iron welded on the back of it. All right, we got our stiffeners on here. Mr. Kevin's firing up the welder. Going to start doing a little bubble gumming. Isn't that what you call it?
Hey, it's called maximum penetration.
Maximum penetration is 21,365.
Not
You're going for the 18. Kevin thinks
Kevin thinks that this
we're working on cars.
Welder is important.
He always turns my welder down so you can't penetrate nothing, then it falls apart. Maybe it's because you're always working on body panels and I'm welding on big stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's definitely what it is, because I tack weld holes instead of tack weld.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna set you guys up here.
And
We can watch some
bubble gum.
time. You doing that one first?
Sure.
I'll put my sunglasses on for safety.
For safety purposes. And that's it, folks.
Yep, you got her.
Oh.
You got a kink in your cable is why it's doing that. Untwist her once.
Oh boy.
There you go. Think this was your first time or something?
Seriously. You think you'd give me a cable that worked?
Hit this outside. Looking good. Oh, I got it going better. 3/8 or something.
Sure.
Am I there?
We're going down the middle, bub.
Why don't you weld this inside so you don't burn my... Here, I can
It's
probably...
gonna be more fun this way.
I can probably do this now.
Roll it.
Yeah, like that.
Money.
Tack her and I'll move the clamp for you. Why don't you hit the other side over here so it won't roll? Oh, you about burned a hole in my arm. Quit, you're scaring me.
It's my first day.
Barely get the fat head of this thing. No, we don't weld on cars over here.
I can tell.
You know what smart people would do right now?
What?
They would test fit this before we keep welding on it.
No, I never do that.
I'm not that good.
I wait until complete failure.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll let you touch it. It's all hot.
Hot and steamy like?
Hot and steamy. I got this side if that helps you. This bottom piece ain't out either, is it? It's all warm.
Somebody got it too stiff.
Somebody's got it all warped in the plasma cutter. Go back a little bit. Oh yeah, right there's perfect here. She'll bolt down and look beautiful. Man, I like how you work.
That is beautiful.
Is that not factory or what?
That is
I
beautiful.
mean, it don't match the little holes on the other side, but
What's that?
that's body man's problem.
Yeah, it is. Screw that guy.
I think that's gonna work out just fine, so. That concludes this video. It's been stretched out for 2.5 or 3 months. I got this little hole here fixed. You remember it got boogered up. Fix that hole. Can't even tell from back here. Even though I did it, so. That's it on this video. If you guys want to see these panels installed and painted and all that good stuff, you might want to consider subscribing because we got another video coming out on that. Be servicing this dude, getting the center section painted. Kevin's going to paint those panels and get this dude out in the dirt and see what's going on with it. So, if you guys like what you've seen, give us a big thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. So, we'll see you guys next time.